And we're live. Welcome everybody to a live market analysis. I'm the Barbarian trader, and today we'll have a look at Bitcoin, traditional markets, and Ethereum. Have the Bitcoin found the bottom and is holding the 19,000 level while all the markets are falling? Or this is just a trap? Stay tuned. Welcome back, and let's start to have a look at Bitcoin first and what development we can see. So first, let's start with a 4-hour chart. Okay, so during the weekend, let me zoom in first. All right, so during the weekend, Bitcoin painted a symmetrical triangle. So we have this top, this top, this top, this bottom, and this bottom, all right? And for the moment, it's at the bottom of the triangle. On a big picture, okay, this triangle, it's inside of a falling wedge. So let me delete this, all right? So this triangle, it's inside of a falling wedge. So we have the tops here and the bottoms here. So the target for this triangle could be, first of all, let's see what could be the target for this triangle. If this triangle will break here and will confirm, okay, and will fully play out, it will come perfectly on the 2018 top in the 17,254 area, all right? And in this way, it will take the June lows, all right, of 17,700. And before we continue with this, okay, and stay tuned because in the end we'll talk also about Ethereum. So before we continue to this and see where the price can go next week and how can behave, let's have a look on the bigger picture and see, let's see how the market closed, okay, last week, because this is very important, all right? So as you can see, while the markets, they were dumping, last week, Bitcoin just flat out, okay? So just trade in this range. No dump, no pump, no nothing, okay? Just dead. So this, I saw many traders talking about, okay, Bitcoin shows strength. Bitcoin, it's better than other assets. We'll see, but personally, I doubt, okay, about this, that this is the bottom, and from here we'll start to make super shot to the moon, okay? We might pump up, and I will show also the targets, but I will show you what I think. So before we'll analyze what can happen on a smaller time frame, let's have a look at weekly, okay? So this is the weekly chart. And what we have here, as you can see, for the moment, weekly will close in, weekly candle will close in 6 hours, in about 7 hours, and is below previous week's low, okay, closing and opening, and below 200 moving average, below 200 moving average, below this key diagonal resistance, this blue one, because we have the top from February 2020 before the COVID crash, okay? So here is the 2020 just before the COVID crash. So the Bitcoin was at 10,500, all right? And then we have the top from August 2020 here at 12,490. And let's put also, there you go, we put here, we say August 2020 top, because this is very important. In case we'll have a nasty dump, we would like to see where we have the support areas, all right? So, okay, we put also this one here. And this is very important because this, it's what is intriguing, okay? And what Bitcoin have not done, while all other markets, they've done that. So first, let's look at S&P 500, all right? S&P 500 weekly chart, again, so is below is below this red diagonal resistance. Okay, this is a very important one. This is the difference between a bullish trend and a bearish trend. Okay, and they closed below. They took the June lows. All right, so they took 3,636 area, and they closed below. And guess what? Guess where they stopped? They stopped exactly at the top of the bounce. Okay, so after COVID, as you can see, let me go like this. So after COVID, they made a very strong bounce because the Feds, they were pumping money in the market. So of course they recover very fast. Okay, so we had the V recovery and we had the top here at 3,588. And guess what? The S&P 500 took the June low and stopped at 200 moving average and at August 2020 top. All right, and guys, if you have watched my videos before, I told you for a very long time S&P 500, and here from the top, okay, S&P 500 is hunting 200 moving average weekly. All right, so there you go. And in case you haven't subscribed, guys, subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll help the channel, and I appreciate that. And also you will be notified every time I'm uploading or I go live. All right, so let's continue. Dow Jones, it's even worse than S&P because Dow Jones took the June low, okay, of 29,677 and weekly closed below 200 weekly moving average. More than that, they closed below the previous COVID crash top. Okay, so the top before the COVID was in February 2020 and it was at 29,568, and now they closed below that top. Okay, which is pretty nasty and could be a very bad signal for Bitcoin, at least on the macro picture. Okay, on the smaller time frame, Bitcoin is looking like it's holding well, the markets are dumping, Bitcoin is so strong and amazing, and look at that. All right, but could be just a trap. All right, and we'll talk about this. So and the big warning sign for Bitcoin, a huge big warning sign for Bitcoin. This is the monthly chart. Let me zoom in. So all right, so this is the logarithmic chart, in case you wonder why it's looking like that. So monthly on Bitcoin closed below 50 monthly moving average, all right, and below 2017 all-time high. Is the first time in the history of the Bitcoin when we have a monthly close before a previous all-time high. Okay, let me show you. Okay, in the past. So we had the all-time high here in 2011. Okay, we have the whole all-time high here 2013. They never close below a previous all-time high. Okay, this is the first time when it's closing below a previous all-time high. And let me tell you something. In my opinion, I see traders doing something like that, okay, and they get so excited that they cannot believe it. All right, so there you go. Look, the Bitcoin is following this pattern every time it's hitting, okay, this arch. Okay, it's a buying level, it's a buying level, it's a buying level, but every time Bitcoin monthly was above 50 moving average. So I repeat myself, every time hits that, okay, Bitcoin has not been for a very long time below 50 moving average. So here above 50 moving average, okay, strong bounce. They didn't close any monthly candle below. Here the same, here the same. But guess what? Here they closed before a previous all-time high. They closed below. They closed below 50 monthly moving average. And I will show you something else, because we have to talk realistic, okay? We have to leave the emotion aside, make believe, wishland, all right? Because this is how the people got wrecked. And this is how the people lost a lot of money, because they were buying every dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. I'm so tired of hearing that, okay? I'm all right buying the dip, but buying in the support areas, all right? And what is the problem here? As you can see, and nobody's talking about this, because I can show you some patterns on the same pattern on the smaller time frames. And guys, I'm trying to make this video as comprehensive as possible and to show you as many indicators as possible, because I can put two lines and say, okay, if the Bitcoin is going here, it will be great, and if it will dump, and there you go. Video over, hit the like button and give me 10,000 likes. But guys, I want you to understand that this crazy bull market, it's over, and we might enter in a prolonged bear market, all right? So this pattern, as you can see, the tops, they are going in a lower angle, all right? So check this out. This is the previous, those are the previous tops, okay? Then the next tops, okay? Lower and lower and lower angle. So there is a lot of selling pressure on the bigger picture, okay? So there you go. Selling pressure, sorry. All right, and there you go. So practically this was just a nasty bull trap, the last all-time high, and then they made a huge dump. So everybody is measuring from 2017 and stuff, but why not to measure, all right? Why not to measure from the beginning, okay? Because let me show you something. If we put just a Fibonacci level, all right, from 2010 to the all-time high, all right. Okay, let me do like this. Okay, sorry. Retracement. Okay, something is wrong, but let me reset this. Okay, sorry. It's now I understand why it's not working. So, but we'll have 0.5 Fibonacci, all right? We'll have it somewhere here, okay? We'll have it somewhere here. And the golden pocket probably somewhere here on the 2013 all-time high, all right? So for the moment, if we look at the macro picture, there is a lot of selling pressure. Even if they make, if they go to all-time highs, they make the crazy price up. And don't forget, all this movement was in a super prolonged bull market from the traditional markets of 20, 13 years. And I will show you, because S&P 500 has gone. Let me show you here, S&P 500. If I go to S&P 500, check this out. S&P 500 was in a prolonged bull market from 2009. And of course, Bitcoin has pumped and pumped and pumped, all right? But this kind of pattern, I will show you immediately how ends up with a very big sell-off, usually from the top, and fast sell-off, all right? Of course, it will not happen tomorrow. We talk about monthly here. But just something to keep in mind. Monthly close below 2017 all-time high, and below, for the first time in a very long time, below 50 moving average, 50 monthly moving average. Okay, now let's go back to Bitcoin weekly and see what is the situation now and what targets we can have. All right, so as I said, for the moment, below this key diagonal resistance on weekly, below 200 moving average, and it's keep trading close to this diagonal resistance. And let me tell you something, because if you trade on smaller time frames, you will see that practically this is the first test of this diagonal. always, so imagine this is the base, okay? So we have point A, point B, always point C on a diagonal resistance or on a diagonal support will act very strong. So from here, maybe I'm wrong, okay? Maybe I'm wrong, but from my point of view, more than 80% will not see a move up too strong, okay? Because usually point C, okay, so the first test of a diagonal, doesn't matter if support or resistance, especially if it's a long-term diagonal, it will give a strong rejection, okay, or a strong bounce if it's a support, okay? But in our case, it's a diagonal resistance, so it will give us a strong rejection, okay? This is just one candle. Usually it's a lot of choppiness, and then it's playing out, all right? So, all right, on weekly, let's see how low we can get. Before we look at the falling wedge on the smaller time frames, and we'll talk about this, like what we can expect in the next days. Let's talk about what we can expect in the next weeks or months, all right? So, what we have here, we have a possible kiss of that I was talking about this in my previous videos. As you can see, weekly broke 200 moving average, okay? So broke 200 moving average, test as resistance. Once weekly is losing June low, okay? So once Bitcoin is losing 17,600, the kiss of that is confirmed, okay? And then the bears will have a very big chance, okay? It's not 100%, okay? Sorry, could be a whiplash, but it's not 100%, but there is a higher percent for the bears to continue the move down. Even we'll have some choppiness, okay? So let's see, in case that we'll see Bitcoin trying to catch up with traditional markets and take the June low. Let's see what are the targets we'll look to buy, all right? So my advice is to load on spot, buy Bitcoin on spot. If you are not an experienced trader, and if you trade with leverage, don't use high leverage, okay? I see influencers advising you to trade with 50x, 100x. Personally, I never trade more than 5x, and 5x in some rare cases, okay? Sometimes I trade, yes, 20, 30x, I trade gold on PHEMEX, and if you want to trade gold on PHEMEX, you have the link for PHEMEX in the description below. Also, you will have a super great bonus. As well, you have a super nice bonus on BYBIT when you register for the first time using my affiliate link, and when you make the first deposit, you can have up to $4,450 all right? So take advantage of this bonus. You have the link in the description below. All right, so we can look at 2008 top, all right? Let me take the price. All right, there you go. So we have 2008 top, 17,249. And guess what? In the same area, we have a CME gap in about 17,000, 17,020 that it was, they let it open when they open a new week in the past. So we might dump to close that gap, okay, at 17,000 area. So it's matching with 2008 top, June low. And if we really want to see a nice bounce up, okay, from here, I would like to see the Bitcoin is dumping, okay, next week is taking the liquidity's lows, and then it's bouncing, all right? Because if we'll see a bounce from here, and in case we'll see a break of this diagonal resistance, guys, in my opinion, it will be just a fake break above, okay? To trap a lot of bulls, to say, okay, we finally broke this diagonal resistance, okay, this multi-month diagonal resistance, all right? So, which is coming from the previous all-time high, from 69,000. And if you will see a break above without taking June lows, okay, without taking the liquidity here and even to test probably 2018 top, all right, I will not give a long life to this pump up, okay? So what we have below, and keep in mind, once they take this June low, okay, on weekly we'll paint a kiss of death pattern. So then beware. Probably from that moment on, you will just have a look for short every pump, okay, we'll have. And guys, if you want to see how we trade and more detailed charts and daily charts analysis and signals and how we enter in a trade where we take profits, you are welcome to join our VIP trading group, okay? You have the link in the description below. So next support level below, it's 2008 top and weekly close in about 16,224 area. Let me zoom in, all right? And in case that we have a crazy dump, another strong level of support, okay? Maybe let's say we'll have a week down or something like that, a crazy sell-off. I think this area 13,700 will give us a nice bounce up. And keep in mind, because also something like take it as a game, all right? From this point, okay, for them to pump 50%, okay, from 90,000 they have to push it to 30,000, or to pump 70%, 80%. So everybody talk about it, and then the bears can sell it again, okay, can dump it again. So it's a little need a little more money to pump from this point 70%, because let me show you something. 50%, let's see this, 50% from this point, it's up to 27,000, which is very possible Bitcoin to do a pump like that, okay? I don't say that it's not possible to have like a double bottom here and to have a nice pump up, but I just showed you what traditional markets did, okay, while Bitcoin was frozen, okay, while this is the candle from last week, from this week, okay, nothing, okay, nothing, no dump, no nothing, all right, while traditional markets, they were dumping like crazy. They took June low, they took 200 weekly moving average, Dow Jones took even 2020 all-time high, so be very careful, all right? But check this out. From this point, if they pump 50%, they need more money, and they can push it up to 28,000. But if they dump it to 13,000, or let's say even 16,000, to pump it 50%, okay, check this out. They can pump it only to those previous highs, okay, from August this year. So 25,000, and it's even more, it's 50 something percent. So in this way, I think if we'll have like a dump, they will trap a lot of bears, late bears, on the party, who will enter on a short position at 17,200, 16,000. Maybe even they will enter with 10x, 5x, even with 2x, 3x, they will get liquidated if they will pump from here 16,000, if they will pump 50%. Okay, so this is just a strategic thinking, just a point of view. All right. So, and then below that we have 12,518, and let me show you something, guys, because this, again, nobody's talking about this. You know that I like to trade using diagonals. Okay, horizontal support is great, but diagonals give us a better indication, because as you can see where they got rejected here perfectly on this diagonal. Okay, support here. All right, so check this out. We have 2017 top, we have August 2020 top. If we connect those tops, we have a support area, okay, in 9,900, okay, 9,600, 9,900, all right, and guess what? Here it's where that big gap of 9,600 is. Okay, so it is possible, this bear market, even if we'll have some choppiness up and down, in the end to end up in this area, possible with a spike down in this area. Okay, so because if you think about it, okay, I will not show you now, but check Dow Jones, okay, how it was positioned. Okay, I will show you very fast. Okay, so check Dow Jones. Let me see here. So look at how it was Dow Jones. It was making higher highs before the dump of 2020. It was making higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. Okay, so there were a lot of money coming into the market. Okay, so it was a strong asset. What Bitcoin was doing, okay, let's see. Before the dump, Bitcoin was nothing, lower lows, lower highs, sorry, so lower highs and then dump. So there were not so many buyers here. Okay, there were not so many buyers in this period of time comparing with Dow Jones. All right, check this out. There were a lot of buyers here before the dump. Okay, and the Dow Jones, who is much stronger asset and have a huge pool of liquidity. All right, look what they did. They come below 2020 COVID crash, okay, all-time high before the COVID crash. So if okay, if we'll presume that Bitcoin will follow, and S&P and Bitcoin will follow Dow Jones, all right, okay, where is the top before the crash? It's here, guys, 10,500. Okay, 10,500. So it is, and it's matching with this diagonal of support. I know you don't want to hear that. It doesn't sound good. Maybe you bought it 40,000. You saw Mr. Michael Saylor that he bought a lot of Bitcoin at 40, 50,000, and he was so proud of it. I think it was a very bad investment. And probably you bought also, and now you got emotional. You don't want to see the possible outcome from this, because look, Bitcoin behaved just like a cheap altcoin, okay, pump and dump. So practically they took all the profits, okay, for the people who haven't sold at the top or have still hold it. You know, this hold mentality, I think, is the worst investment. Hold and sell, hold and sell. Okay, so all right, so how low we can go? I think in the worst case scenario, okay, I don't know if we'll see 3,000, 4,000 or something like that, but I think this diagonal could hold pretty nicely, okay, in case of a nasty continuation dump in the next months, next year, because I have a feeling that we might have probably another test of 200 moving average, who knows, but for the moment we are below this diagonal resistance. So it will be pretty hard until we don't break this and flip in support. It will be pretty hard to dream of dreams. Okay, so if we'll pump next week, okay, practically what we'll see, yeah, probably they will break this diagonal resistance. They will trap a lot of bulls thinking of, okay, we broke the diagonal, this dotted red diagonal resistance. They will trap a lot of bulls. They will hit the resistance here. Okay, let me put a price in around, okay, there you go, 20,900 area, and probably then they will dump again. Or it is possible to come to take this area of liquidity, 22,820, and test again 200 moving average. Who knows? You know, everything is possible, but we have to be prepared for all the scenarios. Okay, even if they will pump to 25,000, I will still remain bearish. Okay, because Bitcoin had a lot of price suppression, okay, a lot of price suppression, and even if you can see the volume has came, okay, this week in the market, they didn't manage to push the Bitcoin too much, all right? So what we can expect next week? All right, next week we can expect, I see two, maybe three scenarios. First scenario, dump, take the June low, all right? Take this liquidity area, all right? Because for sure here there will be a lot of stop losses and liquidations, okay, on the June low. So only if we take this liquidity area, okay, and we load for the next move, I can see a pretty nice bounce up, 30-50%, or maybe even more, okay? But if we don't take this area, I think it will be just a faint spike up, you know, on low volume or something shady. And if we'll see a bigger dump, we have to look at 16,200, and I think we'll not go below this directly, below 13,700, okay? So probably the best area to set some buy, okay, by us, it's in this area, 13,700, 17,200. Guys, if you want to see how we'll trade this and what are the exact levels where we'll enter long, where we'll enter short, where we take profits, join our VIP trading group. You have the link in the description below. All right, so this is the scenario number one. They dump, they take this liquidity, and then possible to see a pump up to test this diagonal, back to test this diagonal resistance, okay, 20,900, or even come to test 200 weekly moving average, okay, 23,500 area. Okay, so this is the first scenario. The second scenario, okay, let me clean this. The second scenario, we can have a fake pump above, fake break above, okay, next week or next week or 2 or 3, but I don't think next month it will close to bullish, okay, and we'll talk also about this. So we might pump to this diagonal resistance and dump to this liquidity area, or even try to take 200 moving average, 200 weekly moving average, and then dump, okay? So we do like a double bottom, and then we'll dump much harder, okay? So we do a double top, sorry, and then we dump much harder. All right, now let's have a look at small time frame. So Bitcoin 4 hour, as I said, for the moment is just dead, okay? This weekend was just dead in this 19,300 area. All right, so we have this big falling wedge, which can give us some bullish possible output from that, okay? And a scenario that I would like to see, and it will give me much more confidence to trade this, it will be like I said, you see this June low, okay, this liquidity area, and guess what, the target for this symmetrical triangle, if break below and is confirmed, could be here, could be in 17,200 area, 17,200. So if this triangle we will dump, okay, next week or in the next days, we grab this liquidity area, we have a swing failure pattern, and the bulls come in, move the price back in this falling wedge, okay, targeting the top of the falling falling wedge, and possible to make a nice move up, maybe again in 25,000 area. Because look, if we measure, okay, if they will break it, depend when it will break it, guess what, guys, where it will come and test this diagonal resistance. It's so nicely, look at that, 24,000, somewhere in 22 of October, who knows? Because if we look at monthly, let me switch to monthly candle, okay? It is possible to see a move like that, okay? To have a dump, all right? Grab the liquidity and end up and come back here up, maybe, and make higher highs. Who knows? Because we'll see a lot of choppiness in this area. I don't think that suddenly will start to recover. It is possible suddenly to start to dump, but I don't see suddenly start to make higher highs, okay? Just go in a V recovery and all great, all right? I don't think so. So as I see, this monthly candle could be a very tricky one, and very volatile one. So I would like to see a dump first, and then, so practically they take also the liquidity from the previous monthly high, all right, and also the June low liquidity, all right. So practically they create a new channel, all right. So here and maybe here, something like that. So this, it will be our new channel before, who knows, we start to move up or we move even lower. Okay, so I think this month will be a very volatile one, all right, because we had this month with this bearish closing, and this month probably it will punish also the bulls, also the bears who will trade smaller time frames and with high leverage. All right, something very important that I will talk about, and I think, in my opinion, that many traders, they got it wrong. This is the US dollar, and this is very important. Okay, I know, guys, I know it's a long video, but I want you to understand all points of view. All right, so US dollar, everybody look at this diagonal resistance. Okay, okay, check this out. They got a rejection, nice rejection. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, so this is the 3 days chart. So they got a super nice rejection on this diagonal resistance. Okay, so we have this top here, this top here, this top here, this top, and nice rejection here. But where they found support, check this out, where they found support. If we zoom out on the bigger picture, we have this rising parallel channel, okay? And found support exactly at the middle of the channel. So until DXY doesn't lose, until DXY is not losing 111 and even, 111 area, the trend is still bullish. Okay, and DXY might trick the people, okay, thinking like, okay, we have this candle and now it will start to dump and all the markets will start to move up. No, DXY can do first a lot of choppiness here, and probably the market and the Bitcoin will do some dumps, some pumps, of course a lot of choppiness, probably found again support, and then is moving up. And check this out, where we have because we have like this, we have 2002 high at 120, 2001 high at 121. So it's very possible to come to take this liquidity before a real dump. Okay, so keep this in mind. And I think the real strong resistance will come from 120 up to 125. So this area will see much stronger resistance. I might be wrong, and this could be the top. Okay, but as you can see here, we have a funnel. Okay, so we have those tops and we have those buttons and we have a funnel, and if this one will play out, we might see, okay, even if we take it like that, okay, and we put it here, it will come in this area. But if we take from the bottom, okay, and if in the next week or weeks it will break this one might come here, and guess what, it's coming in this area of resistance. All right, so we'll see, but I think 111, 110, 111, it's a very key level, because if this one is lost, then we start to make lower lows. So then it indicates that the trend might be over, at least for a while. All right, but until then, the parabolic move is still intact. Okay, it was not broken. So okay, let's do it like more like that. All right, so it depends how you see it. All right, depends how you see it. So for the moment, the parabolic move is still on. All right, so don't be 100% sure that 114 is the top for the dollar. Even we'll see some choppiness and stuff. Another thing, we have a look at volatility index. Okay, volatility index might go for another big high. As you can see here, we have a symmetrical triangle, and sorry. All right, so if this, there you go. Okay, so if this will break above, we'll have a nice huge pump from volatility index, and then we'll see a bigger dump on the markets. Okay, so it is possible if this will pump. There you go. As you can see, there is a gap here. Okay, they need to be closed. So there you go. So this target, it will close this gap. We have also another gap above. So here, so it's very possible volatility index to create a bottom here and stop to do some choppiness and move higher. Okay, guys. Yes, smaller time frames on Bitcoin, and then we'll have a very fast look at Ethereum, and we'll be done for this video. Guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, and also to like the video or dislike the video if you didn't like it. But I will appreciate if you will subscribe, so you'll have help the channel. All right, so for the moment, where we have support, where we have resistance. So I think the biggest support, we can find it in here on June low. Okay, if we'll see a swing failure pattern, okay, so they will break. So for the moment, we have supported the bottom of the wedge, correct, here. All right, there you go. And then we have I don't know if they will stop exactly here, but I will buy some Bitcoin at the June low. And then we have 2018 top, 17,200. And then we have CME gap in about 17,000, 17,020. So probably this area, it will be a good area to open some long position if you want to trade with leverage or to buy on spot. And don't forget to put some asks down to 16,200. Sorry, because on 60,200 we have another, let's see, 16,200. Yes, we have 2018 weekly close, okay, before the big dump. And in the worst case scenario, I think 13,700. All right, above, Bitcoin must break first it all. This blue horizontal resistance, it's 2017 all-time high. Okay, there you go. So I think Bitcoin need to start to close above 2017 all-time high, all right, before we turn more bullish. Okay, so we have resistance here, 2017 all-time high. We have resistance at the top of the symmetrical triangle, of course, and of course this, it will be dynamic. 20,000, 42, so 20,000 area, 19,800, 20,000 area, it will be resistance. All right, let me move it like that so you can see both. And then above, probably we might go here, let's see, 25th, this is 5th of October at 02 CST time. Okay, so 21,000 if we'll see a break above, and it will come here. So it will match with a possible target for the triangle and the cross from those two diagonal resistance and the top of this big falling wedge. Okay, and in the best case scenario, if this falling wedge will break above, the target could be, depends, if will fully play out, let's say, can go as high as I said, 25,000 previous high. All right, so this is the target. It will match perfectly. If suddenly next week it will start to pump, it will break this. If you want to trade this one, my advice is to wait for confirmation, because first, okay, and let me show you in case that you don't know how to look for a confirmation. And even that, you know, considering how the other markets they look like, if we don't take, as I said, and I repeat myself, if we don't take this liquidity area, I don't see a very long live of any pump, but I might be wrong. So A confirmation will be if, check for example 4 hours. If they break this, come test this as support, okay, and then they take this high. So practically from this moment on, if once they break above, it's a confirmation pattern, and then you can trade. Probably you can open a long here with a stop loss on this diagonal resistance. Again, it's not a financial advice, it's just my opinion. You do your own research, okay, manage your trades. So probably here opening a long trade, taking some profits on this diagonal resistance, and the last area of profit like this this previous top. And in case we'll go here, we might look for a swing failure pattern and probably a short position, okay. All right guys, so let me clean this chart and we'll have a fast look also at Ethereum. First, let's see Ethereum on the higher time frame. Oh, sorry. Okay, so Ethereum weekly. Guys, I know that you will not like what I will show you, but I strongly recommend you to watch this video. Okay, so go on my channel, watch this video, and some people will understand and it will be, yeah, okay, it's possible. Some people will not like it because you'll get emotional. But I think it's a very interesting and is a very on point video, okay? And it will give a target for Ethereum of $200-300. So I strongly recommend you to watch it. All right. So Ethereum. Let's look also at Ethereum. Ethereum weekly, it's a 200 moving average. As you can see, they break below with this with the previous dump. They had this crazy pump with the before the merge, okay. It was a typical pump and dump, okay. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So right now, okay, for the moment, right now, Ethereum is holding, okay, this diagonal, this key diagonal of support, okay. So we have, this is again a weekly chart, we have this bottom here, we have this bottom here. And then, as you can see, the Ethereum found support last week on this diagonal, and we'll have to see how this week will close. Because if this week will close below 200 moving average, guys, expect some nasty stuff. Again, diagonal resistance, they haven't tested yet. So it is very possible for Ethereum at some point to test this diagonal resistance. I don't know, 1,770, depends when it will be touched. But once it's touched, okay, get out, take your profits, because this it will become nasty. Okay, so first of all, we have to keep an eye on 200 moving average. All right, and I think where is the best level to buy some Bitcoin, some Ethereum? Sorry, guys. All right, I think from my opinion right now is just at 200 moving average, okay? At 200 moving average, we are in a bear market, okay? We are not in a bull market that, okay, we had the prolonged accumulation period. Now, once they break above and test 200 weekly moving average, we start to buy and we ride it up, okay? We're in a bear market when the price will move under 200 moving average. I know you don't want to hear that, but time will tell. Okay, if I was right. So keep an eye how today this candle will close, because if it will close with a shooting star, okay, or grave doji candle, red one, nasty one below 200 moving average, it will signal the bears are in control and we might see more punishment in the next period. Okay, again, Bitcoin, Ethereum need to catch up with the Bitcoin. All right, so we might see to level up with the Bitcoin at some point. And then if we'll see a dump, if we'll see Bitcoin dumping and Ethereum dumping, I think probably the area where it will be interesting to buy some Ethereum, it's here, June low and this diagonal support, because as you can see, we had this top at June 2019, we have this top at August 2020, and guess what? if it will become nasty, I think it will be our nice first area of support, which I think it will give us a nice bounce. And again, what I was talking earlier, it's much easier to pump from here. Look, 35%, it's only just a fraction, okay, and still 35% from 725, 730 area, okay, depends when it will touch it. And then check this out, until 200 moving average, it's 80%, all right? So look, let the market come to you than for you to chase the market and waste all your capital. Or from this moment on, probably you can start to do some dollar cost average, because yes, this is a nice dip, okay? It's not this deep, it's not this deep, okay? Because those are top dips. Those are the most horrible to buy, all right? So, because, let me show you something else. All right, so we have A, B, C, D, and we might have another leg down, all right? And then we might have some accumulation period, prolonged accumulation period, when everybody will curse Bitcoin, will curse Ethereum, will say it's dead, and on and on and on. Okay, accumulation period, and then we are ready for the next nice bull cycle. All right, so why do you want to buy everything now? I'm not saying to not buy anything right now, because I think it will, in the worst case scenario, I think you can break even, okay? If it will take a very long time for Ethereum to recover, or will never recover to those levels from the previous all-time high, you will still break even, and you will make some profits, okay? Because imagine people who bought here, okay? They need to wait years if they are lucky, okay, just to break even. So that's why don't listen every clown screaming on YouTube buy the dip, okay? Sadly, there are a lot of good influencers. Personally, I watch few, I enjoy their TA, okay, but also there are a lot of clowns. So okay, so let me clean this. Good area to buy, I think, for the moment. Loads maybe 10% from your capital, just if you have this fear of missing out, all right? And leave more capital for this support area, because you want to buy on the support, okay? Not in the middle of the range, because right now we could be in the middle of the range. The top could be, all right, let's say 2000. Hold on, there you go. So the top can be here, and the bottom for this range, like for a while, could be 730, 740, 700 area, okay? So we might see a lot of trading here. Before, we'll see a much stronger direction, higher on lower. And check this out, guys. We have here, we have 50 moving average, okay, ready to cross down 100 moving average. And this is not bullish at all, okay? This is showing just a lot of bearish pressure can come in the next weeks, okay? So, in conclusion, let me check also let me show you also Ethereum. Let's see on smaller time frames. If I found the chart, okay, yes, I think this is the chart. And sorry guys, I have like a lot of charts. And yes, I think this is the chart. Let me switch to 4 hour. There you go. So Ethereum, in my previous video I told you guys, listen, if this will pump, okay, it will stop to this diagonal resistance, okay? And I showed you, okay, we have this diagonal resistance, and guess what? They pumped and they stopped exactly here, 1369. So for the moment, as you can see, we are getting close. All right, let me change this, because this was, all right, There you go. And there you go. Sorry, somehow I messed up the channel. Okay, so as you can see, we got a perfect rejection from the middle of the channel, of this descending parallel channel. As you can see, it was resistance, and combined with this diagonal resistance, okay, it was a very strong resistance area. So for the moment, until we don't break, let's see, not even if we break 1351, it will be still I don't know, it will be just a little spike up, okay? But for the first area of resistance that we need to break in order to move above, we have to look again at 1352. Above we have 1380 area, and support, I don't know how long, because as you can see here, and we are talking in our VIP trading group about this, we might have a head and shoulder pattern, okay? So, and now we are at the neckline. So if this will be confirmed, this the bulls might lose this area of support, and the price might go back in the previous trading channel, okay? Might go back here and start to trade here. We'll see. So once 1250, 1266 area is lost as support, we can expect lower targets. Let's see where we can have some nice support. I think, there you go. So I think in case of a dump, 1130 area, 1140, 1110 could act like a good support for a bounce, for a temporary bounce, all right? In order to become bullish, Ethereum price must move above 1382. Until then, it's just noise, all right? So until Ethereum doesn't break 1347, okay, depends when it will test it, 1345, 1390, 1400, and flip this area of support, in support, I don't think that we can talk about a bullish output, okay? So the price must come here, take those, make higher highs, confirm this as support, making again higher highs, and then we can look on a possible pump first on this horizontal resistance, okay? This area, it was pretty disputed in the past, so 1500 area plus minus, and then the top of this, let me adjust this, there you go. Okay, so, and then we can look at the resistance at 1560, yeah, 1560, 1600 area on top of this descending parallel channel, all right? So, and as you can see here, it was a pretty disputed area. Sorry. So probably this area will give us a rejection if the price will get here. Okay, guys. Okay, so in conclusion, Ethereum, I just showed you the possible targets. Bitcoin, inside of a symmetrical triangle, dead on for the moment. If this triangle will fully play below, we might look at 70,200 area, plus minus, okay, at least, I think. And above, I think if they will break it, yeah, depends when it will be broken, probably 22,000, something like that, or they might come on the bottom of those lows, okay? So 22,200, and yeah, so keep an eye. I think the most important, keep an eye on this liquidity area, 17,600, if we see a swing failure pattern, if they break this falling wedge, swing failure pattern, reclaim the bottom of the falling wedge, it could be possible to jump in a long position, and we might see the top of the rising wedge, the falling wedge, sorry, tested, and possible a play out in 25,000 area. Okay guys, thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. Until next time, trade safe. Barbarian out.